paying vigil and making their prayers for the king, a leader who's beloved by many in this country, revered almost as a demigod. And those numbers have simply grown over the course of the last 48 hours after another statement last night, which said that he was still unstable. And now, quite extraordinary things at the hospital. There are, I would say, 7,000 people now gathered. And just in the last few minutes, the news that their king has died after 70 years on the throne began to filter through the crowds. There's wailing, people are crying, people are looking up the 16th floor of this hospital building where King Ramadan IX, as he's known, has been receiving treatment for the first part of 10 years actually here. He's been suffering numerous ailments, but this moment, despite the fact that people had been aware of just how sick he was, an 88-year-old man that's not forget the longest serving living monarch. But nonetheless, this is a country that will now be in shell-shock. Looking at the faces here, people who have been dressed in pink, a colour which royal astrologers a few years ago said was auspicious, was positive for the king's well-being. Now, with floods of tears, people holding up his image here in the courtyard of Sevilla Hospital. We know from a statement that came out just a bit before this announcement of King Phumthon's death that the Parliament in Thailand will hold a special meeting at around 9 p.m. local time. That's around 2 o'clock UK time, if I'm correct. That indicates what many have suspected, that the succession of King Phumthon's heir, Crown Prince Maha Vajiralongkorn, will take place at around that time. The official process is that the king nominates his heir, that the Privy Council of Thailand, the Council of Senior Advisors to the king, then passes on that nomination to the National Legislative Assembly, which is the Parliament, who then ratify it, and at that point the new king becomes officially the King of Thailand. We'll be looking clearly to see how that process progresses. There's been lots of questions and uncertainty raised, particularly in the stock market, the plunge since the king's health took that steep downturn on Sunday, because Thailand is a deeply unstable political country. There have been great political turmoil through coups over the last few years, and investors certainly see the death of King Phumthon as another layer of uncertainty on top of that, because he is, as I say, a man who is utterly revered by the vast majority of his people, someone who they say embodies all the aspects of the Buddhist concept of a leader, the Dhamma, and who led their country through those turbulent political times with his unifying figure. Whether his heir will be able to do that, will be able to count on the same support and adoration, is clearly a very big ask if you judge it simply against his father's reputation and what he has done in terms of building his following in the kingdom and building that respect for the monarchy over the course of this extraordinary 70-year reign. I think now we can have a look at my report, which looks from a bit earlier today at how people have gathered awaiting the news that has now been confirmed that Thailand's king, Phumthon Adulariadej Ramadan IX, the 88-year-old who was the longest-serving monarch in the world, has died.
From the moment doctors described the king's condition as unstable, Thais began to arrive at this Bangkok hospital, giving prayers for their 88-year-old monarch, Phumthon Adulariadej. Most chose to wear pink, a colour astrologers had deemed positive for his well-being. And as they held vigil outside, the royal family gathered inside, up on the 16th floor, the place where the king had spent most of his final years. Born in America and educated in Switzerland, Phumthon Adulariadej was not destined to be king. But in 1946 he came to the throne, embarking on a reign that would last 70 years and make him the world's longest-serving living monarch. His ascension followed the unexplained death of his elder brother, the 8th king of the Chakri dynasty, which has ruled Thailand since the mid-18th century.
Since the birth of the Thai nation.
But Rama IX, as King Bhumibol was known, was more than just a figurehead of his country. A dog lover, a talented jazz musician, a keen photographer, but above all these things, revered virtually as a demigod. A man who, for many Thais, embodied the ideal spiritual traits of a Buddhist leader. In the second half of the 20th century, he was a visible presence on the world stage. Like the Queen of England, King Bhumibol's political powers were limited by the conventions of constitutional monarchy, and yet he exercised his influence on numerous occasions. In 1992, after a bloody military coup, he summoned the general responsible to the palace, literally bringing him to his knees, urging an end to the violence.
Where will we be if we collapse? If our country goes down or sinks? If we're not careful, our country will collapse.
In more recent times, King Bhumibol endorsed the 2006 coup that saw Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra exiled. And in 2014, he gave his blessing to the current military junta, which seized power after Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra was forced from office. But since then, public appearances had become rare, his health deteriorating to such an extent his final years were spent almost entirely in hospital. For many Thais, Bhumibol is the only king they've ever known. Their adoration will not die with him, but few believe it will be inherited easily by nominated heir Crown Prince Vajiralongkorn. For 70 years, King Bhumibol was a figure of stability that existed above the fray of Thailand's often turbulent political currents. The man they affectionately referred to as Dad, seen as the person who held the country together. As Thailand descends into what will be months of ceremonial mourning, it is also moving into the unknown. Tom Rayner, Sky News, Bangkok.
That they're looking back on the life of the Thai King